So this glacier white beauty sitting right here, this is the brand new 2021 Audi S7. So this is a car I've been very excited to review, and I couldn't wait anymore to review this car. So I already reviewed the A7, now it's time for the S7. And the entire 7 series, I really love that line for sure. The car is gorgeous looking and very, very sexy. So I've been very excited to review this car. So now, let me welcome you to a brand new whip review, and today I'm gonna tell you the top 10 things that you need to know about this car. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on any other video that I'll post in the future, and also enjoy the other reviews that I have on the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get in the review. Let's ride. Alright, I know a lot of people are more concerned about the performance of this car, but I'm going to start with the boring first before getting to that. So we're going to take a quick walk around it and see what we have on this car. So to the front, you have LED headlights with LED daytime running light and dynamic turn signal. So you have HD matrix LED headlights with laser technology. So that technology pretty much focuses the light on the part of the road that you really need to see, and it doesn't blind other drivers coming in front of you. So right at the center, you have this massive single frame grille. This is the Audi signature. So if you're walking in an area or just standing there and you feel like tired or out of breath, just know that this car is in the area because it's gonna suck up all the air for itself. That's for sure. So this grille is pretty wide, but it's a bit narrow because the hood right here is sloping downward, and the grille is pushed a bit lower as well on this design. This is very cool. And everything that would be chrome on this grille is all blacked out because you have the black optic package on this car. So the Audi badge is blacked out, S7 badge is blacked out, and everything around the grille is blacked out. So this is very gorgeous on this car. So you have two radars, one on each side of the grille for safety features. And to the bottom right here, you have a nice splitter to let the air go through to cool up the radiator as well, just like same purpose as the grille. And to the front right here, you have a nice gloss black lip. So very, very sporty on this car. It's shaped very, very well, very sporty. So right here, you have a nice little grille. It's perforated as well to let the air go through to cool off whatever is cooling at the back, but you know it's for cooling purpose that it's there. But the only difference right here, this part is not perforated because this is an S7. So if you go to the RS7, it would be perforated to let the air go through to help stabilize the car. But this is what you get when you're like a trim below. So pretty much that's what you get on this car. So now let's keep going. So to the side right here, you have 21-inch wheels. Those wheels are massive, and I think they can be upgraded to 22 inches. But to me, the wheels are a big component in the design of the car. So if they were not this big, I think the car would look ugly. If they were like 19 or 18 inches, the car would look terrible. But this is perfect for the car. 21 inches, massive. So you have nice rims on this car. They are like all blacked out because of black optic package, of course. So you have 5-spoke multi-link rims right here. Audi rims are always nice, and I think they're always nice. So you have red brake calipers right here. So they could be gray, they could be black, they could be yellow sometimes, very rarely, but red always come as standard, and they indicate this is an S performance car, and also they indicate that you have sport brakes on the car as well. So this is very cool. So right here on the mirror, so you have a gloss black cap, and it's the same story around the window, so the frame is all black as well. So this is all part of the black optic package. So on a standard model, this would be matte silver and this would be chrome, but because of the black optic package, everything is blacked out, make the car look even sportier, even more sexy. So the body line on this car are very bold. They're not too extra. They do show muscle, but they're not extra. So at the bottom right here, you have a nice skirt. It's very well shaped, but you can see the shoulder muscle on the fender right here. Very, very nice. And the cool piece of design on this car that I like is how they fitted the cap right here, the cover for the fuel tank. It's so hard to fit it on this panel right here, but this shows you how precise the design language of Audi is. The way that they flushes this right here on the fender. Very, very nice. And this car is a 4-door coupe, so you have this deep sloping roof line right here, ends at the back with a hatchback. Very, very nice. And on top you have this nice panoramic sunroof. It's all black. I wish they would make it go all the way, make the entire roof all black, because you have this black right here and then you have white right there. So I don't know, but it still works. So this is very, very nice. So now let's move along to the back and see what we have. So at the edge of the hatch, you have this nice electronic spoiler. So you can pretty much make it come up using a button on the touchscreen inside, or it's gonna come up automatically at speeds over 60 miles per hour. It's gonna give that car extra downforce for sure. But to me, this is the key feature for me. If I'm getting this car, this is the #1 thing I'm getting it for. Even if I'm driving over 10 miles per hour, I'm gonna have this spoiler up because this looks too gorgeous. Makes the car look very sporty, very sexy. I love this spoiler. That's my #1 feature in the A7, S7, and R7. Love that for sure. So this badge right here is all black. Same scenario with the S7 badge right here. So you have fully LED tail lights on this car, and I like how they are linked in the middle. And pretty much a car that could look like this one is the Q7, even though it's an SUV. This one is a coupe, but they both have tail lights that are connected in the middle. And you can have a nice dancing sequence on this one as well if you have the Prestige model. So very cool lights. You know, Audi is very good with lights. So going lower, you have a very sporty diffuser. You can see the shape right here, very sporty. And you have quad exhaust on this car, or 2 dual exhausts. And they are functional exhausts, and the hand of truth is gonna prove it. There you go. So they make this car sound very well for sure, and you're gonna hear it in a bit. So overall, this car has a great design. So now let's talk about dimensions. So this car is very long. It is 196 inches long, 75.1 inches wide, and 55.8 inches tall. It is very short. It has good proportion, good dimensions, so you're gonna have a lot of space inside. So now let's find out. All right, now let's check the interior of the S7. So pretty much out the way, I'm gonna say we have all leather interior in this car, and this is what you expect to get in an Audi. So Audi is good for luxury, technology, and performance, so you get all 3 combined. So you have this nice red interior in this car. I cannot stress this out. This is perfect inside this car. This color matches the entire of the car seamlessly. Very nice. So it's a nice, it's not too bright, it's not too dark, it's very subtle. This is the perfect red. To me, that is the perfect red. So you have those nice sports seats. They are bucket seats, and I can tell you they are very comfortable. You have massaging function in them as well, and they pretty much grip you around, so you're not gonna wobble all over the place when you're driving. So pretty much you're gonna be in one position. They're gripping you. They're saying that you're staying right there, you're not moving. So you have all the diamond stitching on the seat, and you have the S badge right there, and this part right here covers your shoulder, make the seat even more comfortable. Very, very good job, Audi. And you also have leg extension on the seat, so if you have long leg, you can pretty much extend it. If you have short leg, just put it away, whatever you want to do. It's your car. So right here you have leather armrest. Underneath it you have the Audi fun box. So 2 cup holders, 12-volt socket is right here. You have this little slot right here where you can insert your key when you get inside the car, so you don't lose it underneath the seat, be looking everywhere for it, and you're gonna be late. You have matte silver around the center console right here, and you have it around the screen here as well. Quattro badge over there, and you get this nice gloss black glass right here. It's called the acoustic glass. Very cool. 2 screens right here for the MMI system and climate control. So the start engine button has the red surrounding for sure, but it's all black. It has the gloss black as well. So this is how Audi is making them nowadays. Not the silver buttons anymore. It's all black. Very cool. Volume knob is over there. So you have carbon fiber on this panel right here, and you have carbon fiber on the door as well. So this carbon fiber is very different. So instead of having the clear coat on it, they give you the actual fiber. So when you're touching it, you can feel the pattern. This is very, very insane. I've never seen this in any other car. So Audi is the one who came up with this. I haven't seen this in any other car yet. But this is very nice. It's very nice to the touch. You can feel the actual carbon fiber. Very nice job, Audi. So you have the matte silver on here as well. So you get Alcantara on the door. This is a nice soft piece of material. And some people, when they get inside the car, they used to say that, oh, when they're stressed, they start rubbing it a little bit and then it relaxes them. But I don't know about that. We'll have to take their word for it. So in the past, you used to have some carbon fiber in the middle, but I guess they didn't leave enough space to put more carbon fiber in here. So you just have the silver right here. So this is what you get. So you get another screen right here for the virtual cockpit. This box right here is for the head-up display. It's gonna project information on the windshield for you. So you have this multi-function steering wheel. You get all those buttons on it to control the virtual cockpit. Then you get the S logo right here on the steering wheel. On the driver's side, you get this nice storage. So my hand can pretty much fit inside it. You can place some items on the driver's side if you want them to be like conveniently placed. And you also have a glove box compartment with decent amount of storage in it. You can place small items in there for sure. So you get a lot of speakers right here, like 3 big speakers up front, 2 on the door right here. Very cool. The door bend is very nice. You can fit like, let me see, this is a small bottle. You can take a decent size of bottle right here, and you have a nice panoramic sunroof right there. So now let's see how practical the S7 is. Now let's talk about the practicality inside the S7. So pretty much how I like to measure the practicality is by having the driver's seat pushed all the way back to see how much space you can get in front of this car, to see what kind of driver can drive this car. So right now I have the driver's seat pushed all the way back, so I can reach the brake pedal, but I have to extend my leg all the way. The gas pedal is a bit further away, so it's harder for me to reach it, and I cannot push it all the way, so I have to extend all the way on my tippy toe to push the gas pedal all the way down. So I am 6 feet tall, so if you're over 6 feet, you're gonna have a nice time driving this car. You have power seats in this car, so if you're shorter, just adjust your seat, and you're gonna have a nice driving position as well. And you can move the steering wheel however you want, but you can move it electronically. It's not manual, so you can move it. There's a button underneath it. You can move it however you want. Very nice. So now let's see how practical the back is. All right, now this is how it's looking at the back right now, but note that I still have the driver's seat pushed all the way back. So this is why I have little to none leg room and knee room right now, but I can still slide my foot underneath the seat in front of me. And the cool thing about the seats in front of me is that you have this nice space right here where you can pretty much insert your knee. So it's space for your knee at the back of the seat, so very convenient right there. But it's not every day that you're gonna have a driver push their seat all the way back like this. So let me push this a little bit. There we go. So now I have more space right here. So let's pretend that we have a decent like size driver in front of us with like a reasonable sitting position. So now I get more space at the back, and I can get even more if I want to push it more forward, but this is good for the demo right here. So at the back you have the executive package on this car. So the seats at the back pretty much mirror the seats up front. So look at this right here. This wraps you around at the back as well, as if you needed it. So your passenger is sitting at the back, but the seats are still sporty for you at the back as well. And I get a lot of people will enjoy this. This is very different. You get the same treatment as the people up front. This is very cool in this car. And you get the same diamond stitching on it. Very cool. And you get 3 seats at the back, so you can pretty much fit somebody in the middle right here. So this is pretty wide. In most cars it's very narrow where you can barely fit like a normal adult at the back, but this one I can tell you for sure that you can pretty much fit a nice adult at the back. But you might be fighting a little bit for leg room right here if you're in the middle. So I'm gonna jump in the middle and show you guys. So this is how it is. So my head, let me see, my head is almost touching. So like if you're like a full-grown adult, your head will be touching the ceiling in the middle, but to the side you get a lot of headroom because there is this curve on the ceiling that pretty much allow you to fit your head inside it. So pretty much that's how it is, but the middle is taller, so your head will be touching this part right here. So at the back it's very practical, and you're gonna have a nice time traveling at the back of the S7. So practicality continues at the back. So pretty much you have a lot of space at the back of this car. So this is the advantage that you get when you have a hatchback. You get a ton of space, and I can pretty much put myself inside here, take a nice nap, stay away from the world, be peaceful at the back of this car, just hide away. But you get the idea of how much space you can get at the back. And the dimension of the back will show right here in just a second, right here. All right, perfect. So if you want more space, you can pretty much fold the back seats, and you're gonna get tons of more extra space if you want to fit more items inside this car. And you get this little net area right here where you can place like small items that you don't want to move around at the back. So that's how it is. And then you have a 12-volt socket at the back as well. So this is how practical the back of the S7 is. All right, now we are back up front to talk about the MMI system. So pretty much, let me switch on the car. So when you switch on the car, first thing, the seat is gonna move forward and the steering wheel is gonna tilt down. So what happens is that when you get out of the car, when you switch off the engine, pretty much, the seat is gonna move back and the steering wheel is gonna tilt away to give you extra space to get out of the car. So you don't need to fight with the steering wheel or your seat to get out of the car. So you're gonna get a lot of space to get out. So a lot of time you'll be hurting your knee on the steering wheel, but when you switch off the engine, you're gonna have a lot of space to get out easily. So this is very nice. And on top of it, you hear this nice welcome sound inside the car when you turn on the engine. So it's a nice welcome sound. This is part of the luxury that you get inside the Audi. So now let's talk about the MMI system. So right here underneath the armrest, you have the Audi phone box. So this pad is a wireless charger for your phone. So when your phone is on it, you're gonna be able to charge it wirelessly. And when your phone is inside this box, it serves as a signal booster for your phone. So you're gonna have better service inside the car using the antenna of the car. So it's gonna amplify your signal. And also you have this pad right here on the pad where you can place your key. Just in case the battery inside the key dies or something, then you can just place the key right here and the car is gonna recognize it and you're gonna be able to start the engine and drive away. So this is very convenient. And you have two USB-C connectivity right here for faster charging or better connectivity with the MMI system. But you do have wireless Apple CarPlay inside this car, so you don't need to hook your phone to anything to have access to Apple CarPlay. This is very convenient. They don't have it for Android Auto yet, but I guess they are working on it. So technology keeps improving every year. So you're gonna have your chance, Android users. So right here you have the volume knob. So you have the Bang & Olufsen sound system with 3D sound effect in this car. So it's gonna sound amazing. This is like premium sound. So you have like at least 19 speakers inside this car and you have some subs at the back. Very, very great sound inside this car. So you have two screens right here. This 8-inch screen is for the climate control. So you can operate everything right here for the climate control, like fan speed, air direction, everything is gonna be right here. Change your temperature and you can slide to the side right here to change your temperature. And you can do the same for the fan speed as well. So this is how it is for the climate control. So right on top of it, you have this 10.1-inch screen for the MMI system. It's a very responsive touchscreen. You can use it just like your phone. And everything is pretty intuitive right here. Self-explanatory, very easy, very user-friendly. Even if you're 90 years old, you're gonna be able to use this for sure. And when you go to vehicle settings, you go to the Audi Drive Select, for example, you get this nice render of the car where you see the car coming, very nice animation. And on the side, you get some pop-up menu right here where you can go to navigation quickly. And on the navigation, you can use it just like your phone. You pinch in, pinch out to zoom in and zoom out. And then when you're about to input an address, you can pretty much start searching right here. You can use voice command, but the screen at the bottom is gonna turn into a writing pad. So you can type in or you can key in whatever you want, or you can use your finger just to write the actual address, just like this.
R-I-D.
And you don't have to wait. So you can pretty much write on top of each other. This is how good this system is. So now let's go on this side. So on the driver's side, you have the 12.3-inch, which is the Audi Virtual Cockpit Plus. And on this car, you have the Sport version since this is an S model. So you're gonna get this nice track looking virtual cockpit. And you can change the view where you're gonna see like your RPMs in like an L shape, like a reverse Nike swoosh pretty much. So this is very cool on this car. And you have information about the car, gas consumption, AC consumption. You're gonna see driver assistant package right here as well. You're gonna see your traffic signs display right here. You have access to your media, music, like radio, Apple CarPlay is gonna show right there. And also you can have access to your phone if you're using the car's Bluetooth, then you're gonna be able to make phone calls right here easily. And then you also have the navigation right here as well, and you can make it bigger or smaller, however you want. And on top of it, you have the heads-up display that will pretty much show you like your speed limit right here, your speed, so you don't need to like be looking different places, you know. You can be driving straight forward and have all the information in front of you. When you put navigation on, it's gonna show you direction on the windshield as well. This is very, very useful inside this car, and it is convenient and safe at the same time. All right, now for the part that we've all been waiting for, we're finally getting to the engine. So let's see how it looks underneath the hood. So pretty much this car has a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 engine. So pretty much they call them bi-turbo, but they also call them twin turbo commonly. So this car has an output of 444 horsepower with 443 pound-feet of torque. So this car shares the same engine as the RS5 and the RS4. So I don't know why they make it that way, but it's a very high performance engine. But this car is a bit heavier than the RS5 and the RS4 as well, but it still works perfectly. So Audi judged that this car can go from 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds, even 4.4, 4.3, depending on the driving conditions and the driver's reaction time as well. So this car is controlled by an 8-speed automatic gearbox with 4 different modes. So you have auto, dynamic, comfort, and individual, all part of the Audi Drive Select. And the fuel efficiency in this car is about 18 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. Now, let's hear how this car sounds. So this car stands on 4 independent adaptive sport suspension controlled by the Quattro all-wheel system. So if you didn't know, the Quattro all-wheel system is key to the Audi performance. So pretty much this system sends power to the wheel that needs the most. So this is why Audis are really good on wet surfaces. So you cannot catch an Audi on wet surface at all. So pretty much this system will help the car like grip anything that it can find underneath it. So to pretty much keep the car stabilized and grounded at all times. So you don't have to worry about taking sharp corners at high speed because the car is not gonna slip at all. So the car is gonna grip anything underneath the tire. So this is a very good system and it's key to the Audi performance. So on this car you have all-wheel steering. So pretty much the tires at the back will turn to the opposite direction to the wheels up front when you're taking like a sharp corner, because this car is very long. So this is gonna allow you to like reduce the turning radius and help the car turn faster and more efficiently around sharp corners. So at high speed on the highway, those wheels, they're gonna turn to the same direction as the wheel up front to keep the car stabilized. So this is a very cool system at all in the drivetrain. And this car, you have rear differential as well, so it's gonna give you good traction. So this car is built for performance. But I'm not saying that you need to take this car on a track, but you can if you want. But there are a few little things that might not satisfy somebody on the track. But as a daily driver on the highway, so this car is gonna satisfy you. So there's no complaint at all. So like little thing that you might notice in this car is that the wheel like tends to understeer a little bit. It's not like super responsive. Let me say super with a big S, because it is responsive, but I'm saying it is not like if you're like taking it on a track. So when you turn the steering and then you can feel the wheels turn at the same time. But this one, there's a little gap in between, you know. That's what I'm saying. It understeers just a little bit, but it's perfect for drivers, daily drivers, because the way the steering is with that slight understeering in it, it allows you for comfort in the car. So this is why it is like this. So it's easy to get used to it. So there is no complaint at all on this. Once you get used to it, then you're gonna be fine. You're gonna know how the car is. So now I wanted to take the car out on a drive, but the previous person that pretty much had this car before me, this is a demo. So the person that had it before me pretty much took a traffic ticket on it. How convenient. So I'm going to try it on the parking lot. So there are like some long alleys, so I can sprint for like a few yards, like 20, 30 yards, and see how quick the car is, and try it in the sharp corners to kind of like let you guys know how it feels. But this is about it for today. So I cannot take it on the road as I usually do. So now let's see how it is to drive. So I'm in dynamic and sport right now. So let's see how it is. Woo! I hope you guys heard this little crackle right there. This is what we're looking for in a car like this. So to hear this nice crack from the engine at the back, from the exhaust, very sporty sound at the back. Now let's go. Very good, very good. So I can tell you that the tone inside the car is amazing. I like it. And the fact that you can hear all the crackling and dabbling in the back, all the farting from the engine, that is what we're looking for in a performance car like this. And I can tell you the rear steering helps a lot around this corner. Like I'm taking this one right here, taking it easily. This is very good. Very good, very easy to take it and accelerate very well. So I can tell you I cannot go as fast as I want to in this parking lot right now, but I can tell you that this car is really quick, even though I cannot take it out full speed. But you know, from the paper, from what we have on paper, this car can go from 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, 4.5. So that tells you how quick this car is. And you can hear how nice it sounds as well. So the downshift is pretty good, and the car is very agile around the corners, and this is a very high performance car. So anybody who gets this car will enjoy it for sure. So you don't have to worry about anything. Alright, when it comes to convenience features, you would expect the car to come with a lot of features as standard, and it is the case, as we already saw with the MMI system, and there's a lot of driver-specific convenience features as well. Even the buckles for the seatbelt get a special treatment. They pretty much illuminate at night, so this is a very cool feature as well, so you know exactly where they are when you get inside the car. So now I'm going to demo the keyless entry. So with your key in your pocket or your backpack, you can just approach the car, place your hand behind the handle, and unlock the car. And this system is so smooth that I don't even realize that I unlocked the car. I don't hear anything unless you see the turn signal on the mirror, or pretty much the lights up front probably did that dancing sequence that I was talking about, so to let you know that you unlock the car. So now when you're closing the door, you have soft closing door, so it's gonna close itself if you don't push it all the way. And also to lock the door, all you gotta do is press sensor on the handle and you lock it just like this. And you have keyless trunk release as well, and I'm going to demo that right now. Alright, when it comes to the keyless trunk release, all you gotta do is keep your key in your pocket or your backpack. All you gotta do is approach the car, a small kick to the middle bumper, and you unlock it just like this. So it's all automatic, and you can stop it at any time using this button on the trunk, and you can use the same button to bring it back down. And you can pretty much do the same thing with the key. So you have this trunk release button on the key. All you gotta do is double click it and you unlock it. It's gonna come up. So you can use the same button to stop it at any time. So if you have enough space to get whatever you want to take at the back, and then you can just hold it and bring it back down. When it comes to price, this fully loaded S7 and all the safety features, the executive package and black optic package on this car will cost you about $90,000, and it's available at Audi Wesley Chapel. So if you have any questions or inquiries about this car, feel free to contact Maria at Audi Wesley Chapel. She's gonna be able to help you wherever you are in the country, and her information is always down in the description below. When it comes to safety, this car comes with adaptive cruise control with traffic jam assist, active lane keeping assist, hands-on detection steering wheel, airbags, front, knee, and overhead, blind spot assist, Audi side assist, Audi pre-sense with brake assist, top view camera, and parking system plus. Alright, Rider fam, thank you so much for watching this review about the 2021 Audi S7. So this car is so gorgeous. I love this car. This is one of my favorite, and you can tell me if you like this car as well. Let me know what you think about this car in the comment section down below. So if you enjoyed this review, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And also you can enjoy the other reviews that I have on the channel. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's going to help the channel tremendously. So if you want to see this car in more details, feel free to check out the visual video that I have about this car on my channel by clicking the little pop-up right there. And also just leave out any comment that you want to leave on this car. So now, until we meet again, let's keep riding.